Hi, I'm Katie Ziskind. I own Wisdom Within Counseling and Coaching. My team and I help families who have experienced estrangements or cutoffs find ways to reconnect and creatively build meaningful relationships. You can learn more about how we help families thrive at wisdomwithinct.com. That's wisdomwithinct.com. In this video, you're going to learn about family estrangements and have some tangible tips that you can use to start to make connections with your loved ones again. So family estrangements can be very painful. It can feel like a death. It can be a process of mourning and grief and sadness and extreme depression. We can have estrangements occur between siblings, parents, and their children. We can also have them occur between an aunt and a niece or a nephew. Estrangements can occur between siblings who have been adopted or who are blood related. Estrangements can occur between all different types of relationships within a family. Grandparents can be estranged or can estrange their grandchildren. And you might even have an estrangement with someone that might not be blood related, but you consider to have been a family member to you, like a chosen family member. And so they can be really depressing. They can cause high levels of anxiety. You might feel confused. You might feel jealous of other people that still get to have a relationship with this person that has cut you off. You might feel really angry, like how could this have happened? And how could our family have gotten here? And why isn't our family intact still? And there can also be extreme sadness. So estrangements can be even more difficult than a death, because in a death you get closure. You get to physically go to the gravestone or go to the place of cremation and really have this grieving process that you can do publicly, and everyone's grieving together. So there's this sense of community. When we're going through a family estrangement, it's a silent loss. It's almost like an individualized grieving process, because other family members may still get to have contact with the person, with your loved one that has cut you out of their life. And so you might be feeling, as the person who is now cut out, you might be feeling like, I've loved this family member. I've been there through so many moments for them, but how could they consider me as worthless now? And how could I be considered so unnecessary now? And we've had so many good times together. How could they just live their life without needing to talk to me or not seeing me as a benefit to their life? And so there could be a lot of questions that you have around this grief and loss experience that you can process with a therapist at Wisdom Within Counseling. Now, when we're looking at steps to heal, one thing that's really important is to mourn, to really grieve. You can do this by journaling. You can write down, all the good memories that you've had together. You can make a box of physical, tangible photos of your childhood, of good memories, of things that really help you realize how significant this person is in your life and how much you want them back in your life. These could be memories of being siblings together, or memories, if your adult child has cut you off, memories of them on their first day of kindergarten or the day they were born. So really take time to write about the good, loving memories. And those can be reasons why you want to reconnect. And we can use those if you do choose to reconnect to help let the person know how much they meant to you and still mean to you. Another element to rekindling a connection with an estranged family member is understanding why the estrangement took place. So this is usually like stage 2 in the healing process, because this means like overcoming some of the anger. It really means getting vulnerable and getting empathetic. So you might be feeling really angry, like how could they cut me off? And so this step 2 is, what caused them to feel emotional pain to such a severe degree that they chose to cut me off? And so sometimes, let's say an adult child or a sibling feels there has been some type of trauma. So trauma is a painful, significant experience, and trauma can be different for every person. So a family could have been through trauma together, and people could have all reacted differently and interpreted that painful experience differently. So a trauma experience could be sexual abuse, molestation, incest, emotional abuse, feeling like there were some emotional toxic relationship tactics going on, severe anger, explosive emotions, so explosive rage, maybe lack of ownership, lack of accountability, physical abuse. We could have hitting, punching, physical, abuse in any form. We also have non-contact sexual abuse. So when there have been, sexual issues going on that have not been addressed. We also have emotional neglect as a form of trauma. Bullying can be a form of trauma. All of these things can cause someone, a loved one of yours, to decide that they don't want a relationship with you anymore. So if any of these things have been a part of your relationship or interaction pattern, these could be reasons as to why someone is saying, I don't want a relationship, I'm deeming this person unhealthy, they are not serving my life anymore, my life's better without them in it. And that can be really painful to try to understand, which is why we recommend doing it with a therapist. Because there's usually, one or two or three experiences this person has had that are unresolved. So these unresolved traumas can be great things to talk about in family estrangement counseling. You and your loved one can come together and talk about, what went wrong, what they didn't like, how they felt, how you felt, and choose healthier behaviors to have an even better relationship moving forward. And so a big piece of this is empathizing. Don't reach out to your loved one in a time of high emotion. High emotions are when you're feel like screaming at them, why did you do this to me, right? That's not going to be healthy. And also don't reach out with expectation. So do not try to force your loved one into a relationship with you again. That will backfire on you. Even though you might be grappling and, feeling so much pain on your side of not having a relationship, we cannot reach out with an expectation that they are required to have a relationship with you for any reason. That will actually cause them to back away. So reaching out, being calm, you have to think of this like a first date. If you were going out on a first date, you wouldn't unload all of your life experience on someone or ask them to do a lot for you. You're just getting to know them again. So when you're rekindling a relationship with an estranged family member, we also have to think about how many years you've spent apart. Maybe you spent 6 months apart. Maybe this is still kind of fresh and new. Or maybe you spent 10 to 20 years not speaking with this person and then refusing to talk to you. So there will need to be a much slower rekindling process because your loved one will probably be afraid of trauma occurring again, whether that's sexual, emotional, physical, or even neglect. So, if there have been emotional explosions, your loved one might be afraid, hey, will this person talk to me badly or call me names or yell at me? And so they're going to be tiptoeing as this rekindling relationship begins. But with the help of a professional, family members can rekindle, and it's actually for the best to rekindle because both people get to learn how to have healthy communication skills and learn how to be emotionally vulnerable and meet each other's needs more clearly and effectively. And families, spouses, siblings, grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins can all start to go to family gatherings together again. When an estrangement occurs, some weddings or holidays may be very awkward and challenging emotionally for everyone involved because 2 or more people are not speaking. And that can make holidays and weddings and these celebrations where we'd normally come together really painful. So working through an estrangement is well worth the effort, whether that's going to individual counseling and working to rekindle on your own, or having a session for you and your family member to come together and express emotions, gain clarity, learn how to talk about the trauma events that have never been resolved, and really understand what you both need to feel safe emotionally moving forward in a relationship together. No matter how old your loved one is, it is possible to reconnect through understanding what they have been through and being able to communicate your feelings better. And a lot of times people cut each other off because they felt so unsafe emotionally or physically or sexually. So understanding why the estrangement took place can be really helpful. And just know that what you're going through, being cut off from your loved one, whatever emotions you're experiencing are normal. If you're feeling grief, if you feel tearful, if you feel a change in appetite, if you have trouble sleeping, you're going through symptoms of grief and loss. And know that it's okay to grieve. That is a huge important step in this process. So if you're looking for support, rekindling a connection with an estranged relative, family member, adult child, parent, any of the above, we would love to help you at Wisdom Within Counseling and Coaching. I run a practice of therapists and coaches. We are physically located in southeastern Connecticut in the USA, but we offer video sessions all over the world. So no matter where you're located, we can still support you and your family members in expressing emotions and rekindling connection after estrangement. And we would love to help you because we also offer options beyond traditional talk therapy. Talking can be great, but we offer mind-body meditation, mindfulness meditation, and these holistic therapies, musical instruments, music therapy, these holistic therapies actually help you get more in touch with yourself and in your tune with your intuition and slow down, get grounded, gain anxiety coping mechanisms, and relaxation strategies so that you can more effectively communicate what you're trying to say without getting angry, without getting explosive, or without, feeling like, you're confused trying to say what you're needing to say. And you can do it in a really clear and confident manner by having relaxation strategies. So we offer art, painting, yoga, music, even animal therapies outside of traditional talk counseling and in addition to talk counseling when necessary to support you in gaining mind-body connection and positive coping strategies. So if you're looking to reconnect with an estranged family member, our team would love to help you do so. We specialize in complex trauma as well and all of the emotions that go along with that. You can book your free phone consultation at wisdomwithinct.com. That's wisdomwithinct.com.